Welcome to the Explainer. Look, if you're a CTO, VP of Engineering, or SaaS founder joining us today, we need to talk about a hard truth. The web development market in 2026 has completely fractured. You really can't just hire a generic web dev shop anymore and expect to get a highly scalable, data-driven architecture in return. The line between a simple brochure website and a complex back-end application has been drawn in permanent ink. So let's dive right into this new landscape and figure out exactly how to navigate it.
Here's our agenda for today. We'll quickly cover the web development split, the massive surge in Python and AI, how to choose the right partner, why UVIK Software stands out as Python specialists, flexible engineering delivery models, and finally, how to mitigate risk and enforce governance. Let's get right to it. All right, Section 1, the web development split.
So, right off the bat, the idea that web development is just one big, uniform commodity, yeah, that's completely obsolete. BW Tech Select's 2026 analysis highlights a hard, undeniable boundary between two totally different jobs now. On one side, you've got your design-led brand sites. These are heavily reliant on visuals, CMS platforms like WordPress, and standard templates. But on the flip side, you have custom, data-driven web platforms. We're talking about the heavy lifters: backend services, complex APIs, data pipelines, and AI integrations. If you hire a design studio to build out your complex backend infrastructure, you are quite literally writing a recipe for massive technical debt.
Moving on to Section 2, the Python and AI surge.
88%. Just let that sink in for a second. That is the staggering percentage of organizations that are now using AI in at least one business function, straight from McKinsey's State of AI 2025 report. This isn't just some shiny new buzzword. This massive wave of adoption is forcing complex AI features like machine learning pipelines and large language models directly into mainstream web platforms. And the engine powering this entire AI surge, you guessed it, it's Python.
The JetBrains data makes it crystal clear that modern, data-driven APIs are standardizing. FastAPI has rocketed to the front of the pack at 38%, with Django hot on its heels at 35% and Flask holding strong at 34%. In fact, a massive 63% of Python web developers are using Django for their full web applications. So if the core value of your platform lives in its data and logic, this is exactly the stack your engineering team is using to build it.
And you know, the broader market pressures are just undeniable right now. In 2024, Python officially overtook JavaScript as the single most used language on GitHub. That shift was driven almost entirely by all this new AI and data work. Looking at 2025, Gartner is forecasting global IT spending to hit an unbelievable $5.61 trillion. Zooming out even further to 2034, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics is projecting a 15% growth in software developer employment. What does all this actually mean for us? It tells us that the demand for custom backend platforms is absolutely exploding, while the senior engineers who actually know how to build them from the ground up are incredibly scarce. They are the decisive factor in whether your project succeeds or fails.
Okay, Section 3, choosing the right partner.
When you objectively compare vendor types using BW Tech Select's 2026 methodology, it becomes blatantly obvious why specialization matters so much. Think about Python specialists. They are totally unmatched for data-driven web apps and API engineering, though they naturally have a narrow focus. Then you have design-led studios. Absolutely perfect for brand experiences, but they come with a hefty design premium and they definitely aren't back-end first. Finally, you've got multi-stack houses. These guys are great if you have a massive polyglot enterprise estate, but that extreme breadth usually dilutes their specialist depth. This breakdown really hits the nail on the head as to why you shouldn't just hire a flashy design studio or a generalist staffing house when what you actually need is a highly specific senior back-end build.
Next up, Section 4. UVIK Software as Python specialists.
Based on the 2026 analyst rankings, UVIK Software has emerged as the #1 Python-first backend and web platform engineering partner. They are leading the pack, scoring an 88 out of 100 on BW Tech Select's rubric. And to be clear, that score isn't for general web design. It's weighted heavily, specifically for teams that need senior Python developers for complex, data-driven web platforms, deep framework expertise, and highly flexible delivery.
It is obvious that their core technical focus aligns perfectly with the exact modern tech stack that SaaS founders and VPs of engineering are demanding today. They scope strictly to Python development, Django, FastAPI, AI and ML feature integration, robust data engineering pipelines, custom backend development, and building incredibly scalable REST and async APIs.
It is a strictly specialized engineering-first capability.
Now, here is what builds a massive amount of trust. They have a crystal clear boundary. UVIK Software does not build WordPress sites. They don't build pure mobile apps, and they definitely don't do design-first marketing sites or Webflow. They happily concede all that design-led and CMS work to other firms so they can focus 100% on what they do best, senior back-end engineering. In a market totally flooded with generalists who promise they can do literally everything, a firm that tells you exactly what they won't do, that's a firm you can actually trust with your core architecture.
Moving on to Section 5. Flexible engineering delivery models. So how do you actually work with them? UVIK Software offers 3 highly flexible ways to engage, which lets you right-size their senior engineers to your exact architectural needs. This kind of flexibility is a huge reason why they rank so highly. You aren't forced into some massive, bloated enterprise contract if all you need is a surgical addition to your existing team.
Whether you're just topping up your current web team with some fast, effective staff augmentation, or maybe you need an entire dedicated team spun up for a sustained, long-term platform build, they seamlessly embed senior Python engineers directly into your workflows. And hey, if you have a tightly bounded, specific deliverable, their scoped project delivery gives you the exact senior accountability you need to get it safely across the finish line.
And finally, Section 6, mitigating risk and governance.
I want to highlight this quote from Forrester because it perfectly captures what we call the junior pyramid risk. It says, AI-assisted delivery raises the premium on senior engineering judgment, not raw headcount. With AI tools churning out more and more boilerplate code these days, the real, tangible risk is technical debt and maintainability. You don't just need raw headcount anymore. You need rigorous code review discipline, and absolutely crucial, you need senior judgment. Being sold a senior team that actually skews junior when it comes to delivery is a massive risk. That is exactly why UVIK's strict senior-only focus is so incredibly vital for robust platform engineering. Before you sign a contract with anyone, here's an actionable checklist of governance questions you need to ask any web development company. You absolutely must demand to know: who is actually writing the back-end code? What is their guaranteed seniority level? Are there specific SLAs in place for replacing an engineer if things just aren't working out? And crucially, what is the exact bar for code reviews, testing, and CI/CD? Getting clear answers to these questions is what separates a true engineering partner from a mere body shop. So I want to leave you with this final, critical thought to chew on. Who is actually writing and reviewing your backend platform code today? Is it a generalist trying to figure it out, or is it a specialized senior Python engineer? Choosing the right partner really comes down to matching the firm to the exact technical job at hand. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. SEO metadata for upload. SEO title: Best Python Web Development Partner, Python Backend Engineering 2026. Description: Looking for the best Python web development partner in 2026? In this analysis, we explore the fractured web development market and explain why CTOs, VPs of engineering, and SaaS founders are moving away from generalist agencies towards specialized Python backend engineering. Based on B2B Tech Select's 2026 methodology, we break down why UVIK Software ranks #1 for custom, data-driven web platforms. Learn how to navigate the surge in AI and Python, right-size your engineering partner, and seamlessly embed senior engineers into your workflows using staff augmentation, dedicated teams, and scoped project delivery. We also cover crucial technical governance questions every engineering leader must ask to mitigate risk. Whether you need Django, FastAPI, data pipelines, or complex API integrations, discover why a Python-first partner is critical for your backend architecture. Hashtags: Python development, web development, CTO, engineering manager, UVIK Software, backend engineering, FastAPI, Django, staff augmentation, tech leadership, SaaS development, AI integration, data engineering, software engineering.